President Trump. Travel ban reloaded 2025. Washington President Trump on Wednesday, the 4th of June 2025, signed a sweeping travel ban on 12 countries, largely in the Middle East and Africa, and introduces more limited travel restrictions on 7 others. It reintroduces a controversial immigration policy that came to define the early days of his first term. The ban comes into effect on Monday, the 9th of June 2025. This travel ban, which the White House announced, will completely bar travel to the U.S. by citizens of the following countries. From Africa, 7 have been targeted: Somalia, Sudan, Libya, Chad, the Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Eritrea. From the Middle East and Asia, Afghanistan, Myanmar, Iran, Yemen, and from the Americas, Haiti. Citizens from an additional list of countries will be barred from permanently immigrating to the U.S., along with applying for tourist or student visas. Those countries are from Africa. There we have Burundi, then Sierra Leone and Togo. From the Americas, the island nation of Cuba and oil-rich nation of Venezuela. From Asia, countries affected are Laos and Turkmenistan. Citizens from these 7 countries will still be eligible for other temporary visas, such as the H-1B or other temporary work visas. The ban only applies to people currently outside the U.S., though anyone currently in the U.S. who leaves could get stuck abroad as a result of it. It also excludes any nationals of these countries who hold green cards, along with anyone traveling to the U.S. for coming major sporting events, including the World Cup in 2026 and the Olympics in 2028. Afghans who receive special immigrant visas, a special visa reserved for Afghans who worked alongside the U.S. military during its 2-decade presence in Afghanistan, are also exempt. The administration justified the restrictions in a number of ways. Several of the countries, it said, had unacceptably high temporary visa overstay rates, necessitating a ban. Others, it said, couldn't be relied upon to issue valid passports to verify a person's identity. Haiti is the only country in the Western Hemisphere to face a complete ban. It was included because hundreds of thousands of illegal Haitian aliens swarmed into the U.S. during the Biden administration, the White House complained. Trump, in a video posted to his Truth Social platform, said the recent attack in Boulder, Colorado by an Egyptian national underscored dangers posed to the country. Mohammed Sabri Solomon, the suspect in the Boulder flamethrower attack, was in the U.S. from Egypt on an expired visa, the Department of Homeland Security said, having entered the U.S. in August 2022 on a B-2 visa. That visa, typically used for tourism, expired in February 2023. The ban stops Cuban academics and students from attending U.S. colleges. It also bars a small but influential group of entrepreneurs and intellectuals who had previously been encouraged to visit the U.S. in support of their work on the island, said Augusto Maxwell, chair of Ackerman LLP's Cuba practice in Miami. Some Democrats quickly decried the move. It did not sit right. Banning a whole group of people because you disagree with the structure or function of their government not only lays blame in the wrong place, it creates a dangerous precedent, said Pramila Jayapal, a progressive who is the top Democrat on the subcommittee on immigration integrity, security, and enforcement. Trump repeatedly promised during the campaign that, if re-elected, he would bring back an expanded version of his first travel ban, though the issuance of the ban took months longer than expected. In anticipation, numerous universities and businesses advised their students and employees to remain in the country after Trump's inauguration, to avoid being ensnared. Citizens of many of the countries on the final list have been on high alert for months after earlier lists circulated in several media reports. It isn't likely, then, that the new ban would create scenes of chaos at airports across the country, as the first travel ban did when Trump signed it in a surprise move a week after taking office. After several years of litigation, the Supreme Court in 2018 upheld the legality of Trump's travel ban, so long as the administration could articulate a rationale for why countries are included. That will make it tougher for immigration advocates to challenge this new ban. Still, it isn't clear how the administration included certain countries when others that meet similar criteria were left off the list. Out of the 12, let's take a brief look at 1 or 2 of the affected countries. The Republic of Burundi. By size, Burundi is easily comparable to Switzerland. It has a population of about 12 million. Its political capital is Gitega and financial center Bujumbura. Languages spoken here are mainly Kirundi, a bit of English and French. According to the World Bank, Burundi is one of the poorest countries in the world based on GDP per capita. It sporadically suffers from political instability as a result of fighting between the Tutsi and Hutu tribes for political dominance. The fighting results in mass exodus of refugees, and any who find their way into the U.S. almost always overstay their visas. Somalia, found in the eastern part of Africa, also called the Horn of Africa. It has suffered unrelenting political upheaval almost since it gained political independence, and things got really bad with the 1991 overthrow of military dictator Siad Barre. Mogadishu, a port city and locally called Hamar, has been the capital and political center. Within Somalia, the estimated population size is about 25 million. Another estimated 10 million are scattered around the world. Somalis are almost exclusively from the Islamic faith. Languages commonly spoken are Somali and Arabic. The ensuing civil war between various warlords led to the subsequent breakup of the Somali Republic into 3 smaller regions. The 3 are Puntland, Somaliland, and Somalia, and are semi-autonomous in nature. This breakup of Somalia and the ensuing chaos saw the rise of various Islamic militant terrorist groups, such as Al-Shabab and Al-Qaeda. It's probably due to the political instability and the ever-present threat of terrorism that the Trump administration has placed a travel ban on Somali nationals. Another headache to the Americans is which of the 3 governments is to issue valid Somali passports. Whereas majority of Somalis are law-abiding, quite a number are also known to overstay their visas. It should be noted that since 2012, some political stability has slowly crept back. Afghanistan, currently under Taliban rule and now called Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. It is largely a landlocked and mountainous region nestled between Iran and Pakistan. It has suffered from much chronic instability and conflict during its modern history. Its economy and infrastructure are in ruins, and many of its people are refugees scattered all around the region. The Afghan capital is Kabul and is surrounded by hills and mountains. The population is about 40 million, which consists almost entirely of Muslims. The languages spoken are predominantly Pashto and Dari. Some Arabic is also spoken. The Taliban, who imposed strict Islamic rule following a devastating civil war, were ousted by a US-led invasion in 2001, but made a rapid comeback to take over almost all of the country after US forces left in 2021. Though the war ended with the Taliban takeover, there are current attacks on the Taliban by Islamic State, a bunch of hardcore terrorists, as well as an anti-Taliban insurgency in some areas. Simply put, the US considers the Taliban-led government weak, unstable, and unreliable, and incapable to do proper screening for the issuance of visas or providing genuine passports. The Republic of Haiti, capital is Port-au-Prince. It shares the same island with the Dominican Republic. Estimated population is 12 million, largely black Christian peoples. Haiti is the most populous country in the Caribbean and densely populated. The 2 main languages spoken are French and Haitian Creole. Haiti became the world's first black-led republic and the first independent Caribbean state when it threw off French colonial control and slavery in the early 19th century. But independence came at an economically damaging and crippling cost. It had to pay reparations to France, which demanded compensation for former slave owners. The 19th century independence debt was not paid off until 1947. Chronic instability, dictatorships, and natural disasters in recent decades have left it as the poorest nation in the Americas. A massive earthquake in 2010 killed an estimated 300,000 people and caused extensive damage to infrastructure and the economy. A UN peacekeeping force was put in place in 2004 to help stabilize the country and only withdrew in 2019. In 2021, President Jovenel Moïse was assassinated by unidentified gunmen in Port-au-Prince. Since then, the country has been racked by armed violence and economic chaos, little functioning political control, and increasingly violent gang warfare. The Trump government accused Haitians of notorious visa overstays, criminal activity, and weak government vetting and screening for passport issuance. Also in Africa, the sprawling Republic of Sudan. It is also predominantly Islamic. In Asia, the largely Buddhist Republic of Myanmar and Libya are considered risky as they are in the grip of differing levels of civil wars. According to the Trump administration, the question is, do these governments have the legal capacity to do valid vetting, screening, and then issue genuine passports? Can they carry out proper, comprehensive, verifiable vetting and screening processes for visa issuance? As such, travel bans have been placed to stem the tide of expected refugees landing on U.S. shores and subsequently overstaying illegally. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.